Welcome back to Bloodthorn Gaming. Today I'm not playing a game. I'm talking about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. And what I'm going to talk about first is the movement. The movement's real good. It's not too fast, but it's also not too slow. And like how the movement is, it's kind of like Modern Warfare 2019 and the newer Modern Warfare 3. Those two combined. People are saying the newer Modern Warfare 2's movement is kind of with that too. No, it's not all three of them combined. It's definitely not. But a lot of people are saying that. And a lot of controversy about how people feel about Gunny and the new Gunsmith. Because people thinking Gunny is an AI. No, Gunny is not an AI. And Gunny just helps to create loadouts when you have fewer attachments, or if you're trying to build a better loadout / build for your gun. Like, Gunny is like a gunsmith UI thing and a personal build helper tool, basically. Well, I have here an image of one of the assault rifles in the gunsmith, showing Gunny probably about to be used, or that's just how it's going to be, where it's like, here's where you set up your stuff, and then if you click a button, you can activate Gunny to help you out. And then this is new, so for the loadout part, when you go to click on a gun, when you go to the gunsmith, you have gunsmith, appearance, and progression. So you have a tab where you can look at the levels and what attachments you got on the levels. And they decided to change the camo tab to appearance tab. But like, that makes sense, because in that tab there's supposed to be more than just camos. There's supposed to be weapon charms, stickers, large decals, weapons, side weapon screens. Like, they've done good with this setup, and that the fact that they changed how the UI is from across the screen to just up and down to the left is really good. Makes things easier to use. But one weird thing they've decided to do with Modern Warfare 4 is change the color of the levels symbols / emblems. I've seen that a bunch of the level emblems / symbols are like green and like kind of this scarlet color, instead of just being the usual like bronze, silver, gold in the levels to level 1 to 55. But they're trying to just do something a little bit different with the levels, and not do the old bronze, silver, gold. I think it's pretty interesting, but that's nice. Changing that up a little bit. One change they have done with the operators is that now you can see whenever you're like about to start a multiplayer match, at the top you'll see like what operator everyone is using, that's going to be on your team and the enemy team. And another new thing with the operators, instead of having to choose two and be on, and then whatever team you're on is what operator you get, they're changing that, and you can just choose to play as whatever operator you want. Just a specific operator, instead of just having to pick two, you just can only pick one. And that's been a complaint for like, I think the last 3 games. People have wanted where they can just use one operator only for either team. because some operators get some pretty cool skins, and then, you know, some people want to use that skin every single game. So I get like how they wanted to remove the team's operator stuff. I think it's a good change personally. So that's my opinion. But back to the weapons and the gunsmithing. So from what I noticed is on the Axion assault rifles conversion kit or Apex attachment, there's this new stockless stock that has like a new trigger system too, but the stock, I have seen it also being on a LMG. So here's a screenshot from some live gameplay, and you can see right down here, it's kind of hard to see because it's yellow and green, but that right there is the same stock that's on the Axion. So we have a new looking stockless stock option. Looks pretty nice. But the fact that for this game this year we're gonna have LMGs that can have no stocks and a minigun like handle on them, it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. And then back to this, bringing back where you can use underbarrels on the side of guns other than like LMGs or certain shotguns. Pretty sure you will now be able to do this with every weapon except for possibly some of the pistols, where you can have an underbarrel grip on the side. But this certain Apex attachment, I see it restricts a lot of the attachments. It restricts 5. And I've seen a few that only restrict 2 and the attachments, and then like the Apex attachment gives you like 1 or one or 2 attachments, because of how the Apex attachment thing is. And so some weapons you'll be able to run literally like 6 or 7 attachments. I'm not trying to be funny. I really hate that number, but some of the weapons will be able to have that many attachments. And so we're now finally getting where you can have more than 5 attachments once you have a gun fully leveled up. Because I'm pretty sure that we're gonna get the Apex attachments when you fully level up a weapon or like halfway through the levels. Because for this year, for this Call of Duty, they decided to increase the weapon levels. So like it says here on the Axion that it goes from level 1 to level 6, number 6, number 7. Really hate that number, but back to the Modern Warfare 4. We got a different look where you can see the damage, the range, the accuracy, the mobility, the handling. For some reason they decided to switch that around and put it on the other side, and then also make the gun description be on the bottom of the gunsmith screen, which that's interesting, because the other games, the gun and in the gunsmith, the stats would be on the right side of the screen, and then the gun description would be somewhere at the top. And I've also noticed, so the level unlock screen they have that was in BO7, they're gonna have that with this game too, because one of the little icons down here is a lock symbol. You can't really see it because it's blurry, because my camera won't focus on it, but yeah. And then I'm going to talk a little bit more about the camos. With the camos, there might be a chance that we will finally get camo mixing, where you can mix 2 camos together on a gun, or technically have equipped 2 camos to 1 gun. I'm thinking that might be a thing, but I'm probably going to be wrong, but that's okay. And bring up another gun image. So here for the Cronin Squall, which is coming back, its apex attachment is a missile launcher. And some people have mistaken the missile launcher that's on this gun for a different apex attachment a different gun's going to have, where it shoots 6 grenades, like a little underbarrel grenade launcher. So there's going to be both this missile launcher and a grenade launcher, and some people have been mixing the 2 up, even though they're both going to be a thing, and they're both on 2 different guns. And the missile launcher is on the Cronin Squall battle rifle. And from what I can tell, compared to the last game the Cronin Squall is in, it has a completely new look. Like, that barrel is definitely different, but that could also be a barrel that was equipped. I don't know. And here have an image of the Oris 6.8, one of the marksman rifles. I saw in the in one of the live streams for the Fanatics Fest event that one gunfight game, there is a chance of getting a build for this that takes it from marksman rifle and turns it into a sniper without having an apex attachment. But also, the Oris's apex attachment is the one where you get to throw knives from the side of your gun. You get to just throw a few knives out, maybe like 3 to 5 small, like, throwing knives. I don't know if there's going to be that much. I'm just kind of assuming. There might just be, like, you only get like 2 to 3 knives. But that's going to be interesting, because there's probably going to be some people running around with this with the best mobility, and then having the knife's apex attachment so they can mostly just throw the knives instead of just shooting their gun. And then I've seen this image a few times. It's the M4's apex attachment, which just takes the M4 and turns it into a new and different version of the FS Hurricane from the newer Modern Warfare 3. Which that's pretty interesting, but also, like, it's a good idea that they did this, because on the newer Modern Warfare 2, they had the thing where it's like, choose receiver, and then when you went to the M4, one of the receiver options was literally the FS Hurricane. So by turning them basically to the same weapon, I think it's kind of a good idea, because they're not that different, really, other than, like, the magazine and how the bullets go into the gun and shoot out. But other than that, they're basically like the same gun. So, and okay, nope, not that. And here's another image with an apex attachment, and this one specifically for the Mosin marksman rifle. It kind of looks similar to a Kar 98 is what it looks like. Its apex attachment is a bayonet knife that goes on the bottom, but also it can shoot these bayonet knives. So we basically have a new version of the ballistic knife that would shoot its knife out of the handle, but this time it's basically a small dagger that's on a gun that can shoot the blade. But it's bayonet, not a small knife. But as I can see here, it only restricts 2 attachments. And so this one's 1. So with this gun, you'll be able to definitely have 6 attachments. And also, coming over here to look where the trigger's at, this triangle right here looks like that's either a part of the gun or that is just straight up the magazine. I'm thinking it's the magazine. I'm not for sure. I'll have to find more information about that a little later. But that is all I have to say for the guns of Modern Warfare 4. So yeah. And part 2 of my Modern Warfare thoughts will be coming soon.